song. I don't make
so I'm deaf in your fucking face.
I don't make no music. I ain't made no song. So whatever you heard or whatever you're on, ain't me.
You saw, bro.
So I made soft, I ain't done nothing.
You saw.
If I did something, I'd stand on it.
You fucking saw. You saw, bro. If I make something, I'd fucking stand on it.
There is Jarrell Miller on the rampage as he front face slaps Fabio Wardley for accusing him of making a diss track song, which Fabio claims he has nothing to do with and nothing or knows nothing about. And let me counterpunch. I think that for one thing, Jarrell Miller, this is what you're going to expect. Okay, the only time we've seen him calm was in the Ruiz fight, because Ruiz is actually a friend of his. You know, he's not, you know, he's not angry at him. He's not an enemy, but everybody else is going to get the same type of treatment. Dubois has it. I think, you know, Fabio's getting it. And I think it's a thing with Brits. You know, I think, you know, with Brits, it's like Jarrell Miller releases this inner hatred for British fighters. I don't know why. You know, he starts talking about their skin color and all this type of stuff like that, you know. And one thing, you know, he's doing it for whatever reason he's doing it, he's selling the fight. And I think these are the type of things that sell fights. You know, shoves, slaps, you know. He may get fined for that, you know, because he did make contact with Fabio Wardley. You know, I'm going to go live later on in a couple hours to ask, should he be fined? Because we've had people do a whole lot less and get fined. Remember, Devin Haney shoved Ryan Garcia. Well, he didn't get fined, did he? No, he didn't. Devin Haney got fined against Lomachenko too, didn't he not? What was the most recent one where Teofimo got fined? You know, so yeah, people are getting fined for that. They're not falling for that anymore. So I think if these fighters care about their fight purses, you know, they would actually keep their hands to themselves. You know, this is a brutal sport already, so there's no need to really go there, because you guys are going to tear each other's head off anyway, supposedly, right? That's the word around the campfire. That's the objective, is to win, you know, by brutality, right? So I don't really understand the, you know, the pregame violence, you know, especially when they're fining you for it. They're just taking money out of your pocket, you know, and on top of that, that's what that's what they're complaining about, you know, money. So, you know, so if you're complaining about money, why are you doing things to cost more money and more bills and debt to yourself? So, but no, I think that Jarrell Miller is doing what Jarrell Miller does. You know, he shoved AJ. You know, that was before the, you know, the whole fining thing, though. But I mean, he's known to do that, and I don't think he's going to stop, because, you know, I think Jarrell Miller is going to be, at the end of the day, Jarrell Miller. But I will say in closing with Jarrell, I think that Jarrell did get a bit emotional. You soft. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's crazy. I think that may be a lashing out desperation of, hey, I'm broke. I need this cash. You know what I mean? I'm happy to have this fight, but I need to win this fight to go to the next level. Because, you know, since 2023, Jarrell Miller has been trying to get in with Frank, you know, get better in with Frank. I think if he would have beat Daniel Dubois, he would have done so. So I think he's trying to show, you know, by moving to the UK, buying a flat in the UK, he's trying to show Frank that he is that guy, you know, to be on that roster permanently for the next 3 or 4 fights, so he can make some 3 or 4 or 5 mil apiece off these fights and get himself back where he wants to be. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what that's about. But you guys tell me what you think of Jarrell Miller slapping Fabio Wardley for accusing him of a diss track. You know, you ever heard sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can't ever hurt you? Well, not in these days. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!